Welcome to Wii U Quick Reviews, the show where I review any Wii U game as quickly as possible. Today's game is... Let's get started. The Shantae series of exploration-based 2D platformers got its start on the Game Boy Color 17 long years ago. But things didn't really take off for Shantae till the retro 2D platformer revival period around 2010, when Shantae Risky's Revenge released on the DSiWare service. It put developer WayForward on the map as one of the big boys in game development. Half-Genie Hero, despite a lot of fan dissatisfaction in its reboot-like approach to story, does live up to the lofty expectation that past entries have placed upon it. The game is structured with the classic Metroidvania approach to design, where you'll explore and revisit levels multiple times as you gain new abilities to find collectibles and upgrades. However, unlike most, it has a much stronger emphasis on tight platforming in addition to its exploration elements. The two mesh together quite well here. It feels pretty natural swapping back and forth between conquering platforming challenges and searching every inch of a level for secrets. The story isn't all that significant and is basically a parody of itself. Shantae is a half-genie who protects Scuttletown from pirates and other threats. Most of the time, they're absolutely ridiculous plots. This guy is attaching fish to fair maidens and turning them into mermaids, then canning them for profit. This guy raised a squid from the dead to merchandise the crap out of him. The story does nothing to take itself seriously, and it pays off pretty well. This comes at the expense of not referencing the lore of prior games all that much, or making a huge impact on the franchise, but it gets the action going, and that's all that matters. When it comes to gameplay, the controls are perfect. Making pixel-perfect jumps is easier than I've ever seen in any of these Metroidvanias before. It feels like the platforming challenges were meant to be a core part of the game, not an afterthought built around stiff jumping physics. In addition to a single jump, Shantae can transform into several animals to help her jump higher, swim better, solve puzzles, break through obstacles, and more. Shantae also has her fair share of ways to defeat enemies. Most can be dispatched with just a few whips of her hair, but a number of magic relics are also available, and multiple upgrades are purchasable for both. Throughout her adventure, Shantae will visit 5 levels packed with secrets, as well as a hub world and special final world. On your first trip through each level, it's impossible to see and do everything. Your main goal is simply to make it through by any means possible. After each level is completed, you'll usually have to go back to a prior level with the new abilities you've acquired to find an item or something for someone in the hub, which will allow you to move on to the next level. These revisits are never tedious though, as the levels have always changed in significant ways with new characters and plenty of new paths to explore with your transformations to get yourself upgrades to your health and your transformations. You also have the ability to pretty much warp around levels as much as you need to on subsequent trips. Every level also features a boss at the very end, and they offer a pretty great challenge of their own. Just the right amount of difficulty and strategy in taking on each one of them. With the essentials out of the way, let's take care of the pros and cons. Shantae has a gorgeous, adorable art style, sure to hold up against the test of time. The music is brilliant. Every tune, be it a level theme or a boss theme, is a total banger. The writing is totally corny, but so self-aware and comical that it hardly matters. And of course, the gameplay is solid throughout, balancing platforming challenges and level exploration in the perfect ratio. Sometimes things do get a little cryptic, but there is a character to give you hints on where to go next, free of charge if you do end up completely stuck. Really, the only downside with this game is that it's rather short, with the main campaign being only 6 hours long, and much of its extra content being paid DLC. Of course, Half-Genie Hero is available on the Switch, PS4, Xbox One, and Steam, and those versions allow you to pick up the DLC packs at a reduced price with the Ultimate Edition package. You'll probably want to shell out the extra cash to get a copy on one of those consoles. Though a few campaigns for the game are locked behind DLC purchases, there are a few extras available to us for free. A hero mode is unlocked after beating the main story for the first time and allows players to go back through it with their main animal transformations unlocked from the start. A hardcore mode remixes enemies, makes levels run way faster, makes bosses tougher, and generally makes the game really dang hard. And of course, Jammies mode provides a more linear campaign where Shantae is wearing pajamas and has a few new sleep-based moves that replace her magic abilities and transformations. Overall, Shantae Half-Genie Hero is a great game, but one with ports. Definitely one to pick up on some more modern hardware. Or if you want it on something even more relevant than the Wii U, there is a PlayStation Vita version.